Hi everyone! Welcome once again to PHP 101 Screencast with me, Phil from BHS Web Design. Now, I'm going to try this again. It didn't quite work last time. If it doesn't work this time, it ain't happening again. Hello! Last time it was quite pixelated, and tonight I've got quite an orange glow from light source. See, cover that, and no longer orange. Anyway, sorry. Can I point out as well, get my handing right, please take note of this message here. Please, thank you. Those don't belong to me. They belong to my fiance. I don't collect them. There already has actually been comments about, well, messages should I say, about this. Please take note of that. So, in fact, give me 1 second. I'm going to turn more light source on because it is getting late at night. And you can see my cool t-shirt at the same time. But anyway, yes, I am rabbiting on and I am wasting time, admittedly, unfortunately, sorry about that. But yes, welcome once again to the PHP 101 Screencast. Today, if the most observant of you may, if you look up right up there, somewhere, yeah, there-ish, you could see where it says PHP CSS. I'm almost touching it probably if the screen went up high enough. Today I'm talking about using a PHP file as a CSS file. It's great, basically. A lot of the job has been done by PHP CSS preprocessors, things like Sass, Less, and I'm sure there's another one, but the name escapes me right now off the top of my head. One of the main reasons why you would use one is use a PHP file instead is because you want the opportunity to use variables, strings and stuff like that. Preprocessors allow you to do that. The only problem with preprocessors is you have to compile the file. You're not always going to be able to compile the file, so using a PHP file instead could come in quite handy, and there's other scenarios where it could come in handy, which I will explain as I go. Okay, so let's get on with this. Let me get rid of this video because I don't think you want to see my ugly mug all the time. Okay, so bye bye for that, and I'll get rid of that, and here we go. Yes, it's that file again, that file that all come to know and love. Excuse me, want to take a drink? It's the file that I've been starting most of my screencasts with. Yet strangely enough, I've never made a website with this kind of layout system, colours and things. I probably should because I kind of like it. But anyway, this page is made up of two files. Okay, and I'll just bring those files in. There's an index.php file and a CSS file. Okay, the usual simple basicness. Now, if I open up my text editor, and I'll just basically drag that folder onto there. Boo-hoo. And you can see there is nothing really special to them. Okay, they're just a basic CSS file with some old bits of CSS in here. Index.php file is basically just a HTML file. Okay, now I called it PHP because I used it for my old screencast, last screencast, as a PHP file, and just haven't got around to changing it. So, as you may well know, in CSS at the moment, straightforward old-fashioned CSS, all you can do is what you can see. Okay, now I can't go up here and then go string grey space equals like that, and then in here just go string grey. Now, if this is something that Google Chrome has now sneaked out, it's a bug that I didn't know about. Oh, what a surprise, it hasn't worked. Okay, you can't do that, plain and simple. So, what we need to do to be able to do that is make this into a PHP file, or use a preprocessor. No, thank you, not today. I'll just put that back to that CCC because I just like that colour. I'm serious, I really need to make a web page of this because it's nice. Refresh. Okay, we're back to this. Right. So, making this into a PHP file. That's what I was doing. Yes, thanks for reminding me. First thing I need to do is rename the extension on this. So, change that CSS to PHP extension. It should have filtered through to that, but it didn't, so just reopen it there. And in here, where it says style.css, change that not to SCS. I'm sure it's a sofa shop or something like that, to PHP, and save. Now, this isn't just what you do, because I mean, if I go to the web browser, when I can find it, here we go, and refresh, oh, no formatting, it's the end of the world, as we know it. REM song, I think that is as well. Anyway, God knows what's going on today. Right, what we need to do is basically tell the browser this PHP file here, treat it like a CSS file. Now, what you don't realize happens is when you have a .css extension on a file, the web browser knows to read it under a certain content type of text/CSS. Now, when you make it a .php file, it expects to read it as a text/PHP, which is, it kind of in a way treats like a HTML file. CSS is something quite different. But using nifty little PHP trickery, we can trick the browser into thinking the PHP file is a CSS file. And the way we do that is just open our PHP tags and close them again, and then just go header as that, and then go content hyphen type. Have I spelled it right? Content type. Yes, I think I have. Text/CSS, and then close it like that, and save. Now, if I bring up my browser window and refresh, boom, it's a CSS file. But just so you don't think I'm tricking you, if I go into my just here, you can see style.php. It is actually using the PHP file as a CSS file. Wicked. Right, so now done that, what can you do with it? Quite a lot of things, really. Okay, so let's go and I don't know, the background color. At the moment, the background color is just in one place here. Okay, but say you had this dotted all over your site, all over your CSS file. Okay, you may have that in there about 15-20 times. You may want to change that color. Oh god, you're going to have to go through, you're going to have to do the Control F, find and replace, and blah 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 blah. No thank you. No thank you at all. Okay, what you could do is, if you just open yourself a PHP tag, then go string background color equals CCC, like that, and then wherever you want to use it, just put the PHP tag, and then go string background color. God, what is going on with me today? That's called me typing without actually looking. Never an idea. And we'll close that tag. Then call up the browser and I'll reload the page. Oh, hang on a minute, that hasn't worked. Why has that not worked? If I pull it up again, I know why. I need to actually print out to the page that I want it to display what that string is actually worth. Sounds a bit stupid, but I forgot. Sorry. Refresh again. And there we go. It is working. Woo woo woo. You're not just limited to specifying colours in there. You could actually specify whole blocks of CSS. Okay. So if I just opened my PHP tags again and closed them, and then go string border round. Yeah, we'll call it border round. Then go border hyphen radius of 10 pixels, and then all I gotta do is say here I just gotta put in my PHP tags and close them again, and then go print string border round, save, bring up the web browser again, refresh. There we go. Now, advantage we could do here is I can keep reusing that bit of code there, which is this bit of CSS here. Now I say on the side that I want to make it 25 pixels, just because I'm a crazy guy like that sometimes. Refresh. There we go, it's changed it for you. Now you can keep all your changeable items at the top in PHP tags. You don't necessarily have to have the space in there. I've just put it there to make it easier, but you could have a big block of it at the top of all your changeable items, and then they change throughout your script. Hopefully you can see the advantage of this. Another thing you can do with this, where I have used this in the past using a PHP file, as your CSS file is, is that I had a client in the past that wanted to tinker with one of his pages slightly. Okay, he wanted to change font sizes within realms that allowed him, admittedly, font faces, font color, things like that. Now, what I did was I made a PHP script that loaded to a MySQL database, and then made a PHP script. Oh, it was a PHP script that uploaded up to it, and then made a PHP script that downloaded all that information. Hi again. Downloaded all that information to my CSS file, input it into the CSS file, and then loaded it up. The advantage there is you're not having to do inline styling. That's a big no. I hate inline styling. I'd rather have to write up brand spanking new class, just to do one thing, than inline styling. Okay. The other option would have been to put it in the header section of your PHP file up here. Not really a fan of that either. It can get quite messy. So the other option is to do this. Make a PHP CSS file. Okay. You do that, and it does it for you. It's all in one file then. Okay. This becomes staying just for content only. You're not having a load of crap filling it up, basically. But then each their own. Okay. But there we go. That is how to trick a PHP file into acting like a CSS file, so then you can use some little bits of trickery. I mean, you could, in theory, do maths. I'm not running out of time to show you an idea of how you could do this. Might have just enough time. Let's have a quick go. Let's have a quick look at something. So here I have a width here. Okay. So, why have I got a column left, column right? Am I actually using those? No, I'm not. Random. Here we go. Page width. If I here did a PHP tag, I know I'm doing this back to front, but there we go. I'm going to print out a string width, and then up here, if I just quickly just copy that, I'm going to change that. Oh dear, wrong button then. And make string width equal 900 minus 300. This, in theory, should give me a 600 pixel width. Still. There we go. Prove to you that it is working. If I make that 900 minus 500, then refresh the page. There you go. I've done maths. It's amazing. 900 minus 500 is 400 pixels. You could then do maths with it, okay? You could divide it and so on and so forth. There you go, you can use maths. Great! And it didn't take me very long to show you either. So, there we go. That is how to use a PHP file as a CSS file. In the meantime, if you want to find out more, if you want to tell me how rubbish I am, feel free, okay? The way to do that is to go to your web browser and go www.bhsowebdesign.com, or you can just go to bhsowebdesign.com. There you'll find me. Hi. You can laugh at my latest Twitter argument I'm having with Virgin Media. Can you figure that one out? I meant to mean doubled from 10 megabits per second to 20 megabits per second. I've had an increase of 0.04 megabits per second. I've gone from 9.97 on a speed test to 10.01. Yeah, work that one out. How is that double? Anyway, that's my problems. Here's a contact form for you. Send me a message. You know, as you do in a special way. So, you know, just in case you don't know how to do it, I'll just put my name here. Okay. And the email address. Philo. I don't know who Philo is. And then a subject. Awesome. And then a message. Your crap. And then I'll do this. LL. And send. And it's enter code very wrong. Okay. BBRL. Send again. Woo! Message sent. And there we go. I'll receive an email off you. There is the videos page where you can check out previous videos from me. I have added comments to the video pages as well, so if you want to slag me off, you can try. And then there is my blog as well, which I will be adding more to, as I keep saying. But there we go. Until next time, which, yeah, God knows when that will be. Remember to take note of that message, because they are not my responsibility. They're not my fault. But there we go. This is meant to be kind of my office. It's a bit of a poop hole. of a mess at the moment. I would show you around, but yeah, I might be a bit embarrassed about that one. But there you go. Until next time, see you then. Keep coding and be well.